What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Hope everybody's having an excellent week. The weather in New Jersey is hot, almost as hot as all the takes last night on social media following the Jets game, where the disappointing loss to the Giants, where pretty much all phases just weren't playing well and they got pushed around a little bit. And then you look at the offense, which is now, for some, a panic. People are panicking and flipping out. Some people are preaching patience. And I understand it, especially after last week where we were so encouraged by what we saw from Justin Fields in the first string offense. And last night they looked out of rhythm, poor throws, the Garrett Wilson didn't catch, which I thought was pass interference. But what's the state of the offense? And I guess this has to be expected, right? Like, going into the season, we knew with a first-time head coach, a first-time coordinator in the NFL, and a reclamation project in Justin Fields that there's going to be speed bumps, there's going to be a learning curve, there's a lot of fluid parts, and a lot of things have to be learned and developed by week one. And this is all part of that process. So it's like, it's not like this is his third year in the system. Like, they're trying to all figure this out on the fly, and now under the bright lights of MetLife Stadium against the Giants, where it didn't go well. Now the question is, what is he showing in practice? I mean, is that really what the standing point is too? Because how many times we see guys play great in practice, and the bright lights come on week one, they play terrible. So the question is, how can they develop this offense where the opposing defenses are going to sell out to stop the run? The Jets want to, rely on this great offensive line to do ground and pound. The defense is going to sell out to stop the run and take Garrett Wilson out of the game plan. So now the question is, who else can get open consistently, and can Justin Fields consistently make throws downfield? The dink and dunk approach will work initially if you want to use Brees out of the backfield or Braylon or whoever else, but everybody's going to figure it out. You can't be an 8-yard offense, 8 yards from the line of scrimmage. You've got to go vertical, and Justin Fields has to show he can consistently do that. Now, as of now, we don't know. Like, it's hard for me to really start ripping this team and being doom and gloom where the lights can come on week one and you see a whole different offense here where, it's just they're not showing everything they have. The mobility of Justin Fields will be a big thing. But I will say this. The playmakers, for me, remain a concern. If you're watching my videos, I've been saying it for a while where, the wide receivers, what has Josh Reynolds done so far? You haven't seen a lot out of these guys. And you see a guy like Skinner coming on, but you can't have Garrett Wilson and a bunch of question marks. You have Tyler Johnson, maybe a guy. Mason Taylor, as much hope as we have in him, is he going to be your, legit number 2 guy, or is it going to be Brees Hall out of the backfield? So a lot of things have to be figured out here. In terms of panicking, I'm not going to do that yet. This is a conversation to have, I'd say like week 3, week 4. Now, I'm not saying I'm tanking the season or whatever, but this is part of a rebuild, man. This is what happens. And the fact of the matter is, the Jets were not expected to be a top 10 team this year. Now, we want them to win games, try to find a way to win 7, 8, 9, whatever like that. But this is part of the ugly process of building your offense with a quarterback that's not, top 5, top 6. Maybe he becomes a top 10, top 12 quarterback. But right now, this is part of the grind. And you want to see, I'd rather see these guys learn now and make all these mistakes now, have all these problems now, so you can spend the next 2 or 3 weeks fixing them. If this stuff's happening where there's errant passes, and let's be honest, we saw a lot of errant passes last year from a different quarterback. And that's the other point I want to make too, is no quarterback is perfect every week in the NFL. I'm not making excuses for Justin Fields, but to put this guy on a level where it's like he has to be great week in and week out to say he's our quarterback is not reasonable, man. It's not. Days going to be ugly, but there's days ugly for everybody. And I'm not saying he's Josh Allen, but Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Tua, whoever you want to really. Everybody has bad days in the NFL. It's just part of it, man. And some days they're lights out. So to me, it's like I understand the overreactions. I see where everybody's going with this. To me, it's far too early for it, man. You got to have some kind of faith in this coaching staff. They understand what's going on. They understand all the challenges. They're knowing how to develop and build these things up. And if they don't like what they see, which to me, I think there's definitely some red flags, you make some moves. You have plenty of cap space. If you want to go out and get a receiver, go for it. Want to go out and get another tight end, go for it. Figure it out, man. Don't just stand pat with like a conservative approach to your roster when you're hurting the development of your quarterback. So like I said, if Justin Fields continues to drop back to throw and Garrett Wilson's covered and nobody else is open, then what? He starts forcing passes, then the turnovers start and everything else. Then it's up to Angstram too. He's got to scheme guys open too. So a lot of things here to look into that I know Aaron Glenn and these guys are probably studying it all day today and tomorrow, and they're going to try to figure it out. I don't expect to see much Friday night versus the Eagles, but then week 1, and you have a very good Steeler defense here. So we'll see what happens. I guess in terms of my title of panic or patience, I'm going to preach patience, man. It is just way too early to be having these crazy reactions about the Jets offense.